Hi, I'm Steve. I'm the physical therapist. Most likely I've been seeing you for therapy, but if not, welcome. Certainly, if I haven't had any hands-on training with you, I would definitely encourage you to go seek a doctor and a physical therapist's advice before you start any kind of exercise program, just for your own safety. We're going to be going through your laying down or supine exercises today. So we'll start with our glute and quad sets. So we lay down flat. We're straightening both our legs out as much as we can, squeezing our butt together, holding a few seconds. So 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and relax. You can hold it a little bit longer or less if it's difficult for you. So when we do this, we should feel a slight lift in our hips when we squeeze our butt together. And then we'll feel it drop down when we relax. So squeeze, feel a slight lift, relax, slight drop. You can also make this a little bit easier for yourself by putting a towel roll right below your knees. So on each side, towel roll makes it easier to straighten the legs out all the way. And we're shooting for about 10 of these. Here again, if you only get to 5, 6, 7 and you're feeling like you're getting fatigued, nothing wrong with that. Move on to the next exercise. If you feel like you can do 15 or 20 and you're okay, nothing wrong with that. Go ahead and do that. All right, so next one I'm going to have you try, we're going to do knee to chest. So we're bringing our knee all the way up, kicking out towards the end of our support surface. The hard part with this exercise, well, two particular things. One is performing this at the same speed, coming up and going back out. That control is what makes it difficult. The second thing, when we kick out, we're trying not to put our leg down in between. So leg comes out, holding it up, bring it back, nice and smooth. Now you can alternate with this. You don't have to do this one leg at a time. I'm just doing one leg at a time for demonstration purposes. And we're just doing the exact same thing on the opposite leg. Bringing our knee up, nice and smooth, same speed, and trying not to put our leg down in between. The lower you keep your leg when you kick out, the more difficult this will be. So if I'm just barely leaving a little bit of space above the support surface, that's going to be the hardest version of this exercise. You can make this more difficult by utilizing ankle weights. I wouldn't start with more than a couple pounds though. If you are trying to do that, like we don't want to immediately go to 5 or 10 pounds, just like a couple pounds will make this fairly difficult. All right, good. Next one we're going to try, we're going to do some bridges. So feet flat on the support surface. We're trying to lift our butt up towards the ceiling, hold for a few seconds, come down nice and smooth. So just like what I was saying with the knee to chest, same speed coming up, hold, hold, and down nice and smooth. Now you can, if this is very difficult, you can just come up and immediately come down if it's hard for you to hold it. If it's easy, so you're able to go up, no problem. You can hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. Nothing wrong with that either. Here again, we're just trying to get to the point of fatigue. Couple variations on this to make it more difficult. One would be utilizing some kind of weights on our pelvis. So like if we have a couple, like 2-pound dumbbells or something along those lines, we keep those right on our hips, lift up, gives a little bit of resistance. And if you want to make it really challenging, you can do more of a single leg where we're trying to push all the way up on that one leg. Significantly more difficult to do it that way. All right, next one I'll have you do. We're going to keep our knees bent. We're going to do our pelvic tilts. So we're basically utilizing our abdominal muscles to reduce the curvature in our low back. So we're squeezing, flattening our low back out, utilizing those abdominals, and relax. Trying to hold that for 3 to 5 seconds, just like the others. So use those abdominals almost like you're starting to do a crunch. And relax. Easy way to know if you're doing this correctly, if you lay on your hand you're pushing down on your hand. So you can feel if you're exerting that downward pressure onto the support surface, you know you're getting that flattening effect we're going for. This one, I find there's a lot of variability between patients. Some people have no problem with this. This is easy. If you have a really weak core, this can be very difficult. I also find that patients with scoliosis or some kind of major degenerative changes in their spine tend to have a lot more trouble with this. So if you're having severe pain, and this goes for any of the exercises, make sure you don't push through that. Next time we get together, we can discuss, ways to modify your exercises so that they're less painful for you if you're having problems like that. All right, next one I'm going to have you try. We're going to do a straight leg raise. So we're going to keep the opposite leg bent, coming up towards the ceiling. Keep that knee locked out the whole way. And here again, we're going up and down, nice and smooth, and we're trying not to put our leg down in between each repetition. That lowering down without fully settling our leg is where we're getting a lot of the workout with this. This is working both the leg and the core. Getting to about 10 repetitions with this one. Good. And I'm going to switch legs here. Here again, easy way to make this more difficult. The ankle weights are probably the most seamless way to increase the difficulty of this. I would only start with a couple pounds. Again, we don't want to crank the weight up too quickly. Typically, I don't have too much trouble with a lot of pain with this one. If you are having any kind of like significant knee pain or anything like that with this, definitely hold off. All right, next one we're going to do is our hip ab and adduction. So we're bringing our leg out to the side, coming back in nice and smooth. Trying to keep that leg just above the support surface. We don't want to be dragging it if we can avoid it. Same speed going in and out, and I'm just doing about 10 repetitions here. Good. I'm going to switch sides. You may have to do this as well if you're on a couch or a bed against a wall where you don't have space to do it, go in the opposite direction. Once again, easy way to make this more difficult, just utilize those ankle weights. And the higher you lift your leg, typically the easier this will be. So if I lift up and come in and out, all of a sudden this gets a lot easier. But the lower you can keep it, typically the better. All right, so those are your basic exercises, laying down. Once again, don't push through pain. So if it hurts really bad, hold off on that exercise. We'll modify it next time I come out to see you. Watch out for excessive fatigue. We don't want you to be so tired that you can't do the day-to-day stuff that you need to do. Certainly, we want to work out, we want some exercise, but we don't want it to be crippling to you, that after you do them or the next day when you wake up, you're too sore to function. And then slowly increase over time. So like if doing 10 repetitions easy, don't just jump up to 20. Try to go like 12, 13, something along those lines. Or perhaps do the exercises more frequently before you're trying to do a lot of them or try to make them too intense with weights or anything like that. All right, that's all for today. Hope you have a good day. Take care.